From CropX, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to change the antenna on your CropX sensors. Tools we're going to need are an electric screwdriver or a manual screwdriver, either a number 1 Phillips or a number 10 Torx, and then our antenna, our new antenna extension, either the telescope or the 3-meter cable. Sometimes you also might want to use a set of pliers in order to help get the antenna off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the old antenna. First thing I'll do for that is I'll unscrew this nut, put it over there, and then I'm going to unscrew the antenna. Sometimes these stick and you will need to use a set of pliers in order to get them started. It'll come out like this. There's an O-ring. This is very important. Make sure you don't lose this. Otherwise water can get in your sensors and it will damage the sensor. So the first extension I'm going to put on is the telescope. You'll use a telescope antenna extension if you're doing something like cotton or some of the shorter grasses. We're only going to use these if we're having trouble getting a signal from our sensor. So I'm going to screw this in. I have the O-ring inside, as you saw. I'm going to put the cap back on to screw it in, to tighten it down so that water doesn't get in. When you're screwing it in, make sure that you screw it in by the lower post and not one of the upper ones. If you end up twisting this too far, it can actually snap the antenna inside. And I have a small tool that I have made in order to make this a little bit easier on my fingers. Once that's done, it's nice and tight. I'm going to put the regular antenna back on. Screw it on again. Don't twist the telescope. Nice and tight. And then I'm going to lift it up so that it gets better reception outside of the canopy. So this is to do the telescope antenna. The next one we're going to do is the cable antenna. So again, I'm just going to take this off. I'm going to take off the nut. Again, this is something you can just use a regular pair of pliers to get it started. Unscrew that nut. Pull it off. We're going to unscrew the antenna extension. Pop it out, and again I want to save this O-ring because I'm going to be needing it for the cable. So this is the other type of antenna extension. It's a flexible cable. The most common use for this is with bad reception with corn. When corn gets to be about 1 meter high or 3 feet tall, it tends to block the reception of the sensor. So what we'll do is we'll use a cable antenna in order to get the top of the antenna outside of the canopy. With this you will need to attach it to something in order to get that up, and it comes with some zip ties which you can actually use to zip tie to the top of the corn outside the canopy. So again, it's the same procedure. I'm going to make sure I have this O-ring about halfway on. I'm going to stick it in, tighten it down until it is snug. I'm going to take the cap off of my antenna, run it all the way through my cable, because it will not fit over the other end. Lock it down with the nut. And again, I just need to get this snug. I don't need to really torque it down, just until you feel it starting to grab the O-ring. I'll take the antenna, screw it on the end, and it might not thread on all the way, that's okay. And then I'm going to take it and attach it somewhere up outside the canopy. So this would be actually a good spot. Go and zip tie it here so that it's outside the canopy. And that's how you change the antennas for your CropX sensors. Thanks. And you can order the cable antenna here or the telescopic antenna by clicking here. Thanks.